Hi everyone, I've got a bit of a different flip through for you today. Now I have done a flip through of this book before, but for all the people that are new to my channel or who want to have a look again, I thought I would flip through it again because it's a bit of an unusual book. Now this is a book by Johanna Basford that she made for her very first art exhibition when she left university, as far as I'm aware. And so it's not a colouring book, but it is her first book, and it is so beautiful I thought that I would share it with you. Now it's called Wonderlands, which was the name of her exhibition, and the first thing to show you is this absolutely beautiful dust wrapper that the book has. So there is the front part. I'm just going to gently tuck it back in, and here is the back part. And tuck that back in. Now, as far as I'm aware, Johanna hand printed these, so these weren't printed on the book. She put them on after and wrapped them around herself, which is quite amazing. I'm pretty sure she said she did that. Now, under the dust wrapper, we've got the title here, Johanna Basford Wonderland, and then inside here it says Wonderland. It's a very lovely paper. It's textured, and it says Dundee Contemporary Arts. That's where she exhibited, and it's actually where I bought this book from. They had a few copies left when I bought it a long time ago, and they're now out of print completely. You can buy them secondhand for an awful lot of money, but I thought I would share it with you because it's unlikely that you'll be able to get one, so I think it's nice to share. So here is our very first page, which is an alphabet. I'm going to come in as close as I can, and it's all made of little flowers and leaves, just like we very much expect from Johanna. I'm going to come in really close to show you all the details because I think it is really worth having a good close look. So we'll go through our alphabet. Now this is really useful because if you have, say, a birthday card or something to make, whoops, and you want to put a name on it, then you could use these, trace these for your own use. Now I know Johanna doesn't mind us doing that as long as we're not selling anything, because obviously it's her copyright, but they are just so beautiful. And if you can doodle yourself, then obviously you could just sort of take the idea and do it yourself. So they are so minuscule. Now I'm assuming she did it really big and shrunk it down because you could never draw that teeny tiny yourself. So let's turn over. So here we have a repeating wallpaper type design, and again I'm going to come right in close to one of them so you can have a look at the detail, because I think it's something that you can't see unless you've got the book, so we'll put a whole one in there. So we've got what you can see, sort of bees and butterfly type critters in there. There's a lot of black. Now what I notice about this book is there is a lot of black, and Johanna obviously had to adapt that for her colouring book so there wasn't lots of black, because obviously there's nothing to colour there and it's not supposed to be a colouring item. Now this is, I don't know what this is. I think it's a ring. I'm not sure. But if you come in closely, there are all sorts of interesting items. I hope this isn't making you too dizzy in and out, but I need to show you. So look, we've got a skull here on this one. We've got a little beetle. There's the moon. Flowers and leaves on this one. Nice flower there. A spider there. Another skull here. Johanna does like her skull. And then on the circle bit, we have another big spider, another skull, and other flowers and leaves. They're very interesting. We have a blank page next to it. I don't know if she puts in the back what everything is. I think she does, so I'm just going to have a peep. Yeah, there's a list. So the first one was called Alphabetanic. Makes sense, doesn't it? This next one was called Insectiana. And this was called Any40, F-O-R-T-Y. Now this one is called Handmade versus Digital for a Computer Arts Project. So here it is. If we come in a little closer, you can see it says handmade there and digital there. And the word handmade is all made out of, there's a little caterpillar here, there's trees and bugs and an owl there. And it's all very much looking Secret Garden styly, I think. But down here we have the little robots, and this looks more like the robots in How to Draw in Key Wonderlands. 30 Days of Creativity, not sure. But we have this sort of robotic look, which is very unusual. She didn't do this in her first few books. Now we have this page here. I'm going to actually pop a bookmark in that index page. This is called Cupcake's Revenge. Now some of this is zoomed in on this page, but basically we've got, I don't know if that I've got the wrong name, because that doesn't sound right, but that is what it says. And we've got, it says toys. No, it says love, so I can't read. Got a little elephant. Let's come in closer so you can see it. So you can see it's a pyramid. We've got the elephant at the top holding balloons, and then these sort of balls. It's like a circusy thing. We've got these magpies, but here we've got like a little platform, and we've got our seals, and we've got our sort of octopus in a tank. Now below him we've got dinosaurs, look. Got some fish, some lollipops, some snails, and then down here we've got a mermaid, a big top type thing with some anchors, and on the side there is symmetrical. We've got a frog and a flamingo, a tortoise, a little tiny gnome holding a lantern, a giraffe and a zebra. And then on this page it's much closer, so I'll keep it zoomed in so you can see some of the details. Unfortunately well, that's my husband's drawing on the book artwork. The elephant isn't in it, unfortunately, but there are the seal, little octopus, it's got spectacles on, maybe, or maybe that's just our dinosaur, snail, a mermaid. There we go. Zoom back out, make you dizzy. It's quite a slow zoom on my camera, so that helps, I think. Although turning the page while I'm zooming probably isn't good. So here we have a sort of wallpapery design. Let's see what she calls this one. Vigo Street for Starbucks. Yep, that sounds right. Oh, it says it on here, Vigo Street. So you can see it's a sort of repeating wallpaper type pattern, but the main design is on here, so it's a little bit larger, but have a little look at the details there. And we can come in here because what you can see is quite interesting. I don't know anything about the name or the commission or anything like that, but if you look in here, there's coffee beans. There's a book there and coffee cups. All these, like around here, there's a bean and a cup and a bean and a cup and a bean and a cup. But there's a little bird here. There's coffee cups here as well, and on the trees there's coffee beans. That's quite interesting. This one is called Owl Tree. Now you'll recognise this one. There's a feather here, but this looks so much like one of her Secret Garden designs. You can see all the owls and the owl houses. Here it's an owl house, and the leaves and flowers are just so traditional in her sort of Secret Garden-y type style. Now these chaps are fabulous, I think. I'm going to actually stay in a bit closer. So he's got a map of London, look, and an umbrella. And then he's got a cup of tea. And these guys are called London Ravens. They are fabulous. I love them. Now on this page we just have a little doodly ribbon. We've got a fish in there, and then it sort of moves out to vines and a butterfly. And this one is called Fish to Flower. And then the next page is called Flutterlicious. You can see why. Lots and lots of different butterflies. And I'm having a look, and I'm trying to see if any of them repeat. I think there is a little bit of repeating, but there are a lot of different designs in there. This one is gorgeous, really furry. Now here we have a really complicated ribbon page, can you see? So I'm going to come in close and move you along. I'm just going to see what it's called. It's called Tiny. It's called Tiger Baby Moth. Okay. I'm going to come in close. I can't come in too close because I've cut some of it off. So we've got our butterfly here. We have a look in this sort of detailing. We've got a little cauldron of treasure there, and a goblet, starfish, lots of flowers, got some paint. Here's our octopus holding a nice green umbrella, a caterpillar, and a little book there. There is a barrel with a snail on. Let's go across a bit more. So we have a tree with shoes hanging in it and apples under a little barbed wire fence. Lots of spiky leaves and flowers. Now it's going right into the spine. It's a bit tricky. So we've got a clock, got the tail of a fish, a little bulb here. Does this not remind you of Kirby Roseanne's cluttered images, letters with all sorts going on? In here we've got some really, really pretty grasses. Oh, you can't see. Little butterfly. And a ladder. Can you see the ladder with the fish, dead fish, and the caterpillar, and the boombox? And we have got playing cards, an anchor and chain. We'll do the ribbon, we'll look at the bit underneath in a minute. So we've got like lily pads here, and a frog. See the frog, and the lovely cactus here. We've got a wrench. Oh look, there's a pineapple. Just going to move across the last bit, and we've got an upside down tortoise and a caged bird. We've got an umbrella, and down here look, there's a dustbin with a seagull, a pineapple with a little face on, cupcake, and a partly eaten pizza. It's quite random, isn't it? Right, our next one is a fringe cover for the 2010 Edinburgh Fringe Festival. There we go. And in it, I'm just looking, it's really flowers, leaves, butterflies. There isn't anything hidden that's unusual. Butterfly there. And then this is absolutely beautiful. So there's this design here, which has been turned into this repeating wallpaper pattern here. And this one is called Damask, I think. And in the design, we can see lovely leaves, just beautiful flowers and leaves, and these sorts of cases of like conkers or something. A little bee, really beautiful. Imagine having that as wallpaper on your wall. Wow. Now this one is called Crazy Botanic, and we have another ribbon design. Let's come in and have a little look along. I can't see anything really crazy about it. It just looks like very pretty florals, and there is a picture in Secret Garden that's really quite like this one. I'm just going to slowly move you along. Unfortunately, half of it's lost in the spine. Oh look, it says line there. Can you see? Now here we have some clocks. I'm thinking I got it wrong. The last one was called Line Skis. This one's called Cuckoos. That makes sense, doesn't it? I got that wrong. But we have these 3 cuckoo clocks. This one has just got sort of botanicals in there. This one has got a stag on the top. And this one is more of a sort of silhouette. It's very interesting. Now this one is full of interest. This is called Macbeth. Having looked at Macbeth with my children lately, having them studied it for GCSE, we have a goat skull there. We have other skulls all the way through here and here and down here at the bottom as well. Just lots of these sorts of floral here. We have a snake, sort of serpent, and flowers. The edges, all these edges are snakes. Now this one is a tree, obviously, and you can see a close-up part of it here, so I don't need to zoom in. And this is called Forest. Now this says Wonderlands on it as well, because it's part of her Wonderlands exhibition, which one of the clocks were as well. So I like how it's very simplistic, but beautiful at the same time. Now this one is a much more complicated design. Again, we've got a close-up here of part of this, but you can see again how it's very similar to Secret Garden designs, but we've got monkeys in the tree. You can see one close up there and down at the bottom too. And this one's probably, I think it's called Monkey Puzzle Tree. Now this one is London. It's very interesting. It's called London. So let's go in and have a look at all the details on this one. Now I don't know the names of all of these buildings and things, but we have this, and then skyscrapers and a taxi. This is St Paul's Cathedral, a little boat, and the Thames Barrier. This is Windsor Castle, I think, and here's our bird. Do you remember him from earlier on? And a policeman's helmet and a phone box. You don't have phone boxes like that anymore anywhere much. There are a few. That's the Gherkin. I guess that's the Royal Albert Hall. Some fish and chips. That's the, is that the O2 Arena? I think it's got a different name now. This is Trafalgar, the Nelson's Column in Trafalgar Square. We've got the Guard from Buckingham Palace and Britannia. That's the Tate Modern. We've got the Orb and the Mace, which are from Parliament. And there's a sign in there which says Abbey Road, and there's a crown as well. Little dog and a pigeon. It's very hard for you to see those little details inside there. That says Bank something Lounge. I don't know what that is. That's the Eye. There's a bus. Someone asked me the other day if the buses that we get in our town are like these red London buses. No, they're not. These are gorgeous, these red London buses. They're part of London. In my town we do get double deckers like this. We get single deckers as well, but they're not red and they're not as fun and as lovely as these. There's a lion. That would be from Trafalgar Square. We've got a top hat. No, a bowler hat, sorry, newspapers, and the underground sign. This is so it's like Buckingham Palace. That's the fountain in front of it, but that's the BT Telecom Tower. Sorry, you can't see that. I was pointing to things you couldn't see. Notting Hill sign, that's Big Ben. Well, it's the Elizabeth Tower, which is part of Parliament. Maybe that. And there's a post box. We do have red pillar boxes throughout the country. They all look the same. A beefeater from the Tower of London. That's Tower Bridge. A British Bulldog. There's our other crow, remember from earlier. And this is 10 Downing Street, where the Prime Minister lives. And I don't know what that building on the end is. There. Okay, so that's rather lovely, isn't it? You could possibly colour that. I like this. Now this is actually available to buy as a print or a card. You can buy this design from, yeah, I'm just going to look at the name. It's just called Love. You can buy this design Johanna paired up with someone and they were doing greetings cards that you could buy and send off to people. And this was one of the designs. I can't remember where. Now this is called Punk Peacock. Now we've got a detailed picture here and then a bit here like we have for other designs. So let's have a look at this one. So we've got basically two very fluffy peacocks in amongst lots of florals and well, lots of leaves and a few florals. And this is a close-up part of the actual peacock. So majestic, beautiful. Now this is a repeating wallpaper design, as you can very much see, and it is called Elric. I don't know why, I don't know where artists get the names for their pictures from sometimes, but there are basically 3-4 different designs. We'll come in, we'll have a look at each one. We'll look at a group there, like that. So this looks like a chameleon or gecko. We have fish. We have a dragonfly, I reckon. That's a gecko again. I think there's just the 3. Yeah, 3 repeating patterns on that one. Right, we've got an alphabet here. This is called Alphabots, and this is called that's called Hither and Yon. This page, and then the next page is called Alphabots. We've got an ampersand made out of really pretty roses and lemons and pineapples. So I'm assuming this is some sort of work that she did for this company. And then this one's called Alphabots. So again, we've got an alphabet, but this time it's made of robots. So you want to have a close look at this, I'm sure. Let's come in and show you. So they are leaning together. Lots of sort of cogs and little details. I'll try and move it at a reasonable pace, but not too fast for you. Some of them, yeah, they all seem to have a robot, but they're in different sort of positions. Some are a little clearer than others. The eye, look at him. This one's vacuuming. That imagination. It's just amazing, isn't it? I mean, I can't deny that I'm creative, but imaginative? Not really. I don't think so anyway. I guess it depends on your definition. Look at this. I like that X. It's very cool. But Y is doing like a handstand. So clever. So that is the Alphabots page. So again, if you wanted to trace some letters for a card or something, it's probably what she used to make cards and things using them, I think. Now this one is interesting, got a black background. It's actually printed on, it looks like blue, but I'm thinking it's probably white print and it hasn't necessarily come out, but I don't know. That's called Ornithology. I don't know why. I thought ornithology was bird watching. Ah, there he is. There's the bird. Very clever. Now we have the same tree that we had earlier, but this time it's white on black. And this one is called Forest from Wonderlands. The next one's called River to Sky, which we had earlier, but this is a much more detailed version. So we've got fish, and lily pads, and then leading up to birds and a tree. Now this, oops, I missed a page, sorry. This is a close-up of what's on the next page. So this is called Peking, a beautiful bird. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera. And then it's the same, this is the same, but done in a repeating wallpaper pattern. And then this page is called Seascape Projection. And basically we've got coral and weeds and things. And then here we have a heart. Beautiful. Johanna loves her hearts. This looks really, really like the one in Secret Garden. I'm not sure if it is that one, but it looks really similar. I don't think it is. I'm just looking. It's called Heartbreak. This one's called Konnichiwa. It's got a peacock in the middle here, look. And then this one, this is what's on the front of the book. Mimosa. And this is called Tiger Lily, I think. Now we're back onto white paper. Now this one, whoops, is called Desktop Wallpaper Project. Oops, but I don't know if this is the Twitter picture. I think this might be the Twitter picture where she asked people for food to draw. It is a symmetrical design. I'm going to come in closer so you can see all the little details because it's such fun. We're going to sort of go into half. So you've got a lollipop and a bagel. And I think that's a round of cheese and popcorn and little sausages and other cheese. More popcorn, croissant cake. You've got donuts, a sort of taco, a kebab, gingerbread man, coffees, other drinks, a milkshake, jam, noodles, pizza in the middle, and drink there. Jelly, burgers, cupcakes, jam, bread, chicken, not sure, churros maybe, asparagus, onion, might be pasta actually, a lobster, what are those called, artichokes, coffee beans, mushrooms, they've got a shell, blackberries, tomatoes, there's a rabbit, strawberry, carrots, lettuce, we've got pumpkin, fish, flowers, lobster, peppers, snail, apples. These look like cotton. Butternut squash, pineapples. She does like drawing pineapples, doesn't she? Oh, this actually, I think this is the Twitter one where she drew all sorts of randomness. I'm keeping it all in shot. There's just so much going on in this picture. So I'm just going to slowly move up. You may want to pause it and have a good old look. There's so much. Like the elephant. And there's the next sort of bit. There's a rocking chair in there. So many different things. And then the last bit. And then on this side you get a sort of closer shot of bits of it. I don't know how she chose which bits to zoom in on. There is that one. And this next one is quite dark. We have this sort of animal pyramid. It is called Wonder Beasts. That makes sense, doesn't it? And it's quite hard to show you. I think what I'm going to do is try and do it like that. Come in a little bit closer. Sorry, it's gone all blurred. There we go. So it's really hard to see. So you've got like whales and flamingo, an eagle, a hare, pine marten, alligator with a party hat. Look at him. Sorry, it's really hard to hold it open for you. All sorts going on. Then we have a close-up of the top of it. That helps you see a bit more of it. Look at the puffins. Actually, it's not symmetrical. Sorry. not quite. There are a few things that aren't symmetrical. So those puffins on that side are pheasants on that side, I think. And this animal doesn't look like this animal. You see we've got a few slight differences like that. Very interesting. And this bird isn't on this side. Ah, and that's a bit of a close-up of the other side. He looks a bit scary. Right, and here we have her dog. That was called Wonder Beasts. This is called Posca Pup. So I'm assuming she just drew on him with the Posca pen. Now, he's part of her exhibition. Oh, my camera's decided that it's not going to stop zooming in. I'm sorry about that. There you go. And now it won't zoom out. Good. To do it manually. Oh. So there he is. I don't know if she's still got this one. And here we have the people. Now she's definitely still got, oops, wrong way, sorry. She's definitely still got this man because he sits in her studio. And they are called Inky Bodies. It's been quite fun, but so daring. Imagine if you make a mistake. No, it's got a little skull there, look. And here there's another skull and crossbones and the sort of ship's porthole and a sword and a skull and a heart. So some of it is just leafy and some of it is not. It's really interesting. And here they are, look, in the exhibition space. Look at the floor as well. It's really quite interesting and sitting on a sort of blank cube. I found that quite interesting. You can see behind all the wallpaper designs which were printed out. I think Johanna used to print her own wallpaper. Next one is called Cuckoos. This is from the exhibition. Oh, I don't know what that one is. Maybe it's a close-up of something that's coming up next. It's quite blurred here in the photo. So here are the cuckoo clocks. So they're drawn and framed, look. Interesting. I think we didn't see all of them. I think we saw that one. That one. I don't know. And these are the trees, look. So she printed them onto sort of fabrics and hung them up. She called it Forest. Now this is a boat with the seascape projection. So remember we saw the seascape projection image and it looks like she's drawn on the boat, but this is projected across the wall and the sail. It's quite arty, isn't it? You know, sort of art exhibition arty sort of thing. Here's a close-up of the boat. Imagine drawing on a boat. Now this is a floor shower curtain. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Oh, she's got a special name for it. Glow. Maybe that's that one. There's some wallpaper. Yep, it's called wallpaper. And here's all her co-creators that she did. She used Kickstarter in February 2013. I'll just read it. Wonder Beast was a co-creation project powered by the crowdfunding platform Kickstarter. In February 2013, I invited the public to contribute to the project and suggest creatures to become part of a hand-drawn composition. The 152 people who contributed to the project became art directors, instructing me on what to draw and shaping the creation of the artwork. In return, they received various rewards ranging from a limited edition silk screen prints, temporary tattoos and hand-penned letters of thanks. From praying mantis to honey beavers and giant squid to hummingbirds, Wonder Beast is an eclectic, inky snapshot of wild imagination, sponsored by Colt Pen. And so these are all the names of various people that contributed to the book. Imagine. Fascinating. Some of them are like all the same surname, like it's a family, that sort of thing. Some's just first name. Some of them are companies. So that's very interesting. Wow. If we'd known, we'd have all contributed, I'm sure. That's my bookmark. So this is called Luna Botanica. So I'm assuming that's this particular final picture. And then in the back, it says, I'm incredibly lucky to be surrounded by so many wonderful people who've helped me turn a love of drawing into my dream job. From tutors to clients, Kickstarter backers to Twitter followers. I'm afraid there are just too many of you to mention by name, so here are a few special ones. Mum and Dad, who never shouted at me for drawing on the walls. I think we've all heard that story. My sister Katrina for being a willing model, and my first co-creator, my much neglected friends, for whom the colouring in jokes will never tire, and to James for brutal honesty and inspiring the best in me. This book and the Wonderlands exhibition would not have been possible had it not been for the opportunity given to me by the fantastic team at DCA, Dundee Contemporary Arts. It's an honour to have my work on your walls. I'm also greatly appreciative to Creative Scotland, who supported my sabbatical with a career development grant. Finally, thanks to Richie for the beautiful book design and Paul at GF Smith Papers for their generosity. There we go. So it's got a little ISBN number, but that's a sticker that's stuck in. I remember buying ISBN numbers and sticking them in. I produced ebooks though. So this was from Wonderland's 4th of May to 7th of July 2013. So her first colouring book was out in 2013 as well. So it was sort of all around the same time. Now we do have a copyright thing here saying you can't reproduce any of it. So there we go. But there is the book, so that's rather exciting, I think, and precious, beautiful. I bought this from the Dundee Contemporary Arts, I think, and it cost me £25, which is quite expensive for a book, really, more expensive than her colouring books, but very well worth it, very inspiring. And as I say, I don't know even if it's available now. If I can find a copy, I'll put a link to it, but they're just silly money, and I'm not selling mine. But I hope that was interesting for you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a very super day, and happy colouring.